Last workout just ended. General thoughts on the weekend?
It's good. Overall, it's really good. You know, there are mistakes. There wasn't as much clean execution as much as I would prefer, like that pick and booker on camera.
Yeah, not very. That's definitely not good execution.
There could have been some better execution, but this is kind of a stage in the game where you want to get that out of the way, those mistakes out of the way. Learned a lot. Definitely made some mistakes. Some on my end, some on the athlete's end, but overall, really happy. I mean, I'm really happy with everybody's effort, everybody's attitude. I think that's kind of what you're looking for more than anything in this stage. If you're pretty confident in qualifying, you're looking for effort and attitude. And then,
How you, like, as a coach, you mentioned some things you get better at. As a coach, how are you walking away from the weekend? Like, well, I mean, this is your first time really coaching competitive athletes, right? Through a qualifier? Like,
through a qualifier, yeah, I think.
So how are you, like, what things are you, did you notice, learn about yourself to improve on in the future?
With Michelle specifically, I pushed her pretty hard in some workouts, and in the last workout, I pushed her really hard on the last 9 rope climbs, and she failed a rep. I think she mentioned she would have probably gone up for that last one anyways without me pushing her, but I was pushing her hard. But I'm happy we made that mistake, because that's just something I haven't been able to learn from her yet, is like where her breaking point is performance-wise. We've been working really hard on where her breaking point is mentally. She didn't break mentally in that workout, even after the failed rep, which is amazing. So I'm really pumped about that. But just learning when to push, when not to, in workouts like that. So I think that was a good learning experience for her. And then, you know, learning about Zach, who traveled up here from Florida. Didn't know Danielle better as an athlete. I mean, I'm really happy with all of it. I think most of the mistakes on my end came from like pushing Michelle a little hard in that final workout. Organizationally, I think Michelle had a no rep on a bar muscle up where her hand came off the bar, and I made her do an extra rep. And then in a workout, I made Danielle do an extra burpee box jump over. So those are just things that I need to clean up. But again, this is the time to make those mistakes. Not a ton riding on it. There's a lot riding on it for Danielle, but she's going team. So presumably, right, the mistakes at this stage are not okay to make, but it's ideal to make the mistakes now, and then in a couple weeks when she has team quarterfinals, no mistakes in full execution. On Michelle's side, we feel confident that she's going to qualify through quarterfinals to Africa. So again, the mistakes aren't okay, but it's ideal that we make them now and not at semifinals. Mistakes at semifinals keep you out of the games. Big mistakes here keep you out of semifinals, but I don't think we made any huge mistakes. They were just little things that needed to be cleaned up.
Where's the focus for Michelle in the next, I was just talking to her.
Couple months.
Feeling more, I mean, I talked to her yesterday about how she has just not been super focused on competing until after Wadapalooza and really deciding that that's what she wanted to do with her year.
Yeah.
So where's the focus, coaching-wise, programming-wise, for her in the next 2 months before semifinals?
Turn the dial up quite a bit. I think she's just starting to get back into the groove, to a groove, and for her competitors in Africa, that should be scary, because she's got so much physical talent, and you know, the training consistency hasn't been there over the past 6 months to almost a year. So over the next 2 months, we're going to leave no doubt to quote proven. We're going to do everything we possibly can and stretch the boundaries of her mental capacity more than anything is what we need to work on. Stretching the boundaries of what she can handle mentally. You know, physically she has all the tools. We just need to, you know, continue to work her fitness and conditioning. But she had a lot of good performances this week in that regard. So she got, you know, she takes care of everything. She does all the little things right, you know, food, recovery, sleep. So it's more about putting her in a position where she can grind and succeed in that training environment rather than grinding her into the dirt. So we're going to play around with that. She'll be ready. Pretty confident in that.
Does it make you excited, the weekend being more fun, having everyone around for when you get back to competing?
I don't know how.
Or are you more like, man, I still just like training by myself and grinding?
I like training by myself and grinding a lot, and in quarterfinals, man, to an extent, I like to do them alone. I push myself really hard when no one's around. And sometimes when other people are around in a qualifier, I'm like, if I just stay ahead of them, I'm okay. Or if I'm close to them, I'm okay. And if I do it alone, I don't have any of that distraction. I'm just going full to my limit. So I don't know what that'll be like. I'm also like a pretty strong personality, and I get like really dark before, important workouts to me, and I don't want to bring other people down. And I wouldn't say I get down. Like, I'm not down at all. I just get really focused and in the zone, and I don't talk to anyone. I don't make eye contact with anyone. I'm just extremely focused. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes next year.
How do you balance giving pacing advice as a coach to others?
It's hard. It's hard to coach another athlete through pacing. Ideally, they know themselves. And so what I would prefer as a coach is to put athletes in the situations in training where they get to know themselves really, really well so that they can pace and give me feedback. That's how I know how to pace, is I put myself in situations in training where I learn a lot of lessons. And I prefer to train that way, where I always finish my workouts at my best pace. It's how you win in competition, for sure. In some workouts. Other workouts, it pays to get out to an early lead and hang on. So I don't know. That's an intuitive thing for me. And so I think more than anything, I want to put my athletes in a position in training where they learn that and they grow their own intuition in terms of when they can push and when they can't. So like with that last workout with Michelle, she learned so much because she failed the rope climb. If she hadn't failed the rope climb, she would have been, maybe I could have gone a little faster, maybe I couldn't have. Now she failed the rope climb. She knows, okay, 3 more seconds before I jump up, and I'm finishing that workout 30 seconds faster. So.
Sweet.
Yeah. Overall, good weekend. We're happy. Well, we're not happy yet. We'll be happy when everything's finalized.
Sick.